Disclaimer, I am not sponsored by nor am I affiliated with any of the companies mentioned in this video. All opinions represented are mine and mine alone. They do not represent anyone besides myself. Your opinions may differ. That's okay. Try this stuff out yourself in order to find out if it works for you. Hi everyone, it's me, Krista. If you're coming back to my channel, welcome back. Thank you for support. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hope to see more of you. Today we are going to be opening our Artsnacks box for January 2019. I'm very excited because the December box was really good. I enjoyed that one a lot. Plus, isn't it always exciting to open any box and find out what's inside? I'm going to be doing unboxings for Artsnacks once a month. And I also recently started doing Sketchbox unboxings, very recently. You can find all of that previously on my channel. But let's get back to this box here. I'm going to be opening it off camera, so you don't have to see me fumble with tape, and you also don't have to hear the crinkling of everything quite as much. This is not an ASMR channel. Like always, we have our cute little Artsnacks sticker with our little pretzel pencil logo. I like the coloring and how there's almost a splatter effect going on. That's really fun. Here's our little reference sheet that explains every single item that's inside this box. No, you can't read it, but that's as focused as I'm going to get since I'm going to be reading these out loud when we go through the items. I also have a King Art brush information item, which I will read out to you in a moment as well. This month's snack is a lifesaver. I got a red one. What color did you get? I'm going to apologize right now. The garbage truck is going around and picking up garbage in the neighborhood, so there might be some rumbly noises outside. And also, my little black cat, who is a snuffleupagus and a holy terror, is running around the house. I'm trying to contain the noises as much as possible, but this is my life. The first item we have in this month's box is the Stabilo Sensor Black Fine Liner in F-Tip. It retails for $2. Whether you're sketching or writing, you'll reach for the Stabilo Sensor Fine Liner again and again. Designed to be the perfect all-around fine liner, this pen features a 0.3mm tip that can withstand high drawing pressure. The felt tip retracts into the metal casing so no breaking or bending occurs. You will only experience a smooth, consistent performance with this pen. No breaking or bending occurs. That always makes me nervous because I feel like anytime you promise something cannot break, that is impossible because everything can break. Not that I'm going to try to break it. Regardless of how much of a challenge I want to take it as, I will not attempt to break it. I've had enough broken stuff arrive in different things. We don't want to deal with that. So that's just so you can see the pen a little bit better. We zoomed in. It feels pretty sturdy, lightweight though, which is good. You don't want it to be too heavy because that would make drawing a little bit more difficult. Just flipping it over with the little number and all that good stuff. It has a very, very nice thin tip, black marker. Always get these in an Artsnacks box, and I know some people complain about that, but I can always use some black markers, especially really fine ones like that. And we got paint in this month's box. I'm definitely going to have to grab a palette because these come in squeezable jars more than a tube. And I like using the tubes a little bit better personally because I feel like I have a little bit more control about how much comes out. I am excited to try these though. I do like the colors that came in because yellow and gray is usually a pretty good combination. I'm going to have to figure out exactly what I'm going to draw, but we'll figure that out later. I'm excited to use some of these golden acrylics because I know they're supposed to be pretty good, but I've never used them before. Let's read the little description though. Golden fluid acrylics. They retail for between $6.69 and $7.09 each. This is a staff favorite. Experience highly intense permanent acrylic color with golden fluid acrylics. This month, we packed your box with 2 bold colors, produced from light, fast pigments instead of dyes. They have the same strength of golden heavy body acrylics, but with a thin consistency similar to heavy cream. Now I just want cream. Thanks, Artsnacks. Now I'm hungry. And like I said already, I got Naples yellow hue and Payne's gray. So I got yellow and gray. I'm guessing different people got different colors in their boxes. Let me know what colors you got in the comments down below. And this is the paintbrush that we got in this month's box. I do like how it has the plastic tip in order to keep the bristles of the brush from getting bent, because I have had that issue previously with a different Artsnacks box. That was a couple of years ago though. And not just that, randomly with shipping of brushes, makeup brushes or paint brushes, every once in a while they don't take that precaution. And it's fixable usually if it's bent, but that's more effort, and none of us really want to put in that effort, do we? It should just come like this. That was very whiny, I'm sorry. We will do a zoom in a couple minutes, but first I am going to read you the description for this paintbrush right here. This is the King Art Original 9000 Series Golden Taklon Brush in the round size 2. This retails for $9. And it is new to Artsnacks, which is probably why we got that King Art pamphlet, which I'm not going to fully put in shop, but this right here, because it's new to the company. King Art designs their brushes with the artist in mind, manufacturing them to survive years of steady use. Their original Gold 9000 series Golden Taklon brush features smooth filaments that have been baked for softness and optimal absorption. The bristles are resilient and easily spring back to their original shape. Sounds nice. Sounds very good. I do want to bring this up before I kind of zoom in on that brush, because they are newly part of the Artsnacks family. There is a loyalty discount, which that information is on the little King Art information thing. The loyalty discount says to go to www.kingartco.com/artsnacks and use coupon code ARTSNACKS40 for 40% off site-wide. So if you like this brush, I mean, I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know if I like it yet or not. You can get more from this company with 40% off, which that would make this brush, which is normally $9, a little bit more affordable for a lot of us. And this is another one of those situations where the writing is gold and shiny, which makes it very difficult to be able to show you on camera very well. But it feels really sturdy. Like, it's lightweight, but it doesn't have any give whatsoever in the handle, which is really nice for a brush. And I'm going to take that off because we're going to be using it anyway. And as you can see, it's pretty long. It comes to a nice little point. Like, looks like a pretty good brush. And it feels pretty stiff and pretty sturdy, but not too stiff. And I thought I was going to have to pull in paper for this month's box. It came with a little paper pad. Looks like I have some scratches on the bottom here. You can probably see that little bit of worn tip, and there's a little bit of scratches on paper, but no big deal. It's on the sides. Not going to be mad about that. I'm happy I don't have to pull out paper, because I was going to. And this is considered our bonus item. And this is the Stonehenge Aqua Cold Pressed Heavy Mini Paper Pad by Legion Paper. Gonna make the same joke I did last time, because I always find it funny. We are Legion. We are paper. Mwah, ha 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 ha. If you watch horror movies, you'll understand why that's funny, specifically if you watch demonic possession horror movies. We're going to continue with the description on this bonus item. For Stonehenge paper, versatility is the name of the game. Made in the USA, this 100% cotton paper can handle a variety of wet media. Designed brawnier than its cold press sibling, Cold Press Heavy has the heft 600 GSM, exclamation point. To take multiple layers of color in a controllable way. Whether you use watercolor, acrylic, or gouache, your colors will stay vibrant from bottle to paper. I've used regular cold press from Stonehenge, and I was fairly impressed with that, so I am excited about this paper. You will get to play with this, and I will start playing with some of these colors, but we will also go through a price breakdown first, share the joke of the month, and all that good stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, this month's box, there are not as many items inside. I'm going to assume it's because of the quality of the brush, and then the 2 bottles of paint. That does probably make it a little bit more expensive to send out than some previous boxes. So I'm going to do like a quick rundown of pricing again. I know I mentioned it vaguely earlier, but we'll kind of say if it's worth it. So this Stabilo Sensor F-Tip pen is $2. The golden fluid acrylics range between $6.69 and $7.09. That's going to depend on the pigment of the individual paint. Ingredients do change the pricing for a lot of paint. So when I do the calculations, I'm probably just going to do the $7.09 since it's the more expensive to give them just a tiny bit of leeway, I guess. And the brush is $9 retail, $8.99 retail. They don't give the information about the paper, so that's going to be excluded from our calculations. Sorry, the cats are playing, so if you hear some thumping in the background, just ignore it. They are just having fun. It is their playtime. Noon is about the time where they lose their minds every day. But let's get back to what we're talking about right now. So the grand total for all of these items here is $25.17. The Artsnacks box itself is $25. So this time it's not as good of a value because I'm only saving 17 cents. And that's if the paints were both $7.09. If they were $6.69 each, I'd be saving maybe nothing. I wouldn't be saving much at all. The bonus, though, is that you are getting all of this stuff in a set, and you do get this paper, which feels pretty nice and heavy. But compared to previous boxes, it's about the same. You're not saving much more money at all doing it this way. That's up to you. I can't really speak for the value of it that much this time. And now I'm going to be testing some of the products pretty quickly. I do like how this paper feels a lot. I kind of wish I had this instead of the watercolor board for the watercolor project I did not too long ago. If you're interested in seeing that video, it's also up on my channel. I do a painting of a dark angel using black watercolor and a silver marker. But right now, we are going to be testing the Stabilo marker. And my handwriting is super awesome. I don't know if you guys know this. I mean, it's just a thin black marker. I'm not going to be able to get a lot of variation with it. It is a nice black, though. It's very deep. So, yeah, just a marker. Don't know what else to say about it. I'm just going to pull out a handy-dandy watercolor palette, which you guys can barely see. I just want to test this acrylic really quick. We're going to do it without water. With these, there is always a little bit of a safety cap deal that we're going to have to take off. Another reason I'm not a big fan of doing it this way. Oh geez, look how full that paint is though. They fill that right up to the brim. That's nice, right? Jeez. It does seem very fluid. It came out of there pretty damn easily. I'm not going to mix any water in for right now. We're just going to get an idea of the coloring and how it lays down. It is very thin, but at the same time, quite opaque. I'm actually pretty impressed. I feel like this would be really good, like, for painting figurines or something like that. And we started off with the yellow. We started off with the yellow because obviously it's lighter than the gray should be, hopefully. And, oh, we gotta open up that gray there too. Just another peeling back. Oh, got it on my hand right there. Yeah, it's fine. My hands aren't as purple now. I had to get something on it, I guess. Oh, jeez. And I forgot to put the cap back on, so we just poured out a lot. Oopsie. We'll have to figure out how to use a lot of that in our project then. Again, just thick. Not thick. I meant to say thin. It's very watery, very thin, but it is pretty opaque. So, that's a nice texture. Payne's Gray does look more like a navy. I know, depending on the Payne's Gray, it can look like a couple different colors depending on the company. A lot of Payne's Gray I've used tends to look more like a purpley gray. This one looks more like a navy gray. I've also seen it to where it can be kind of more of a green gray. I think every company just probably has its own definition of what that color is. Because color is subjective. So, we've run through everything, I think, except the joke of the month. How can I forget about the joke of the month? Why did the artist apply for a loan? She was Baroque. Baroque like B-A-R-O-Q-U-E. Because I understand it's difficult with the delivery if you don't see or know how they spelled it. Because it's fun. And sometimes puns, you need to know the spelling in order to get it. And also, they have an advertisement for Mix, which I think is a newer thing for Artsnacks. I have gotten emails about it before. Mix is an online community for Artsnacks members and art enthusiasts. Connect with fellow Artsnackers. Show what you're creating and share ideas and techniques. Request your invitation to join the community at mix.artsnacks.co. So there's that. And I have to think about the project I'm going to do. I've done so many flowers, but I kind of want to do a flower because of the colors we have. I will think about it and I will come back to that part. So, since we have the Payne's Gray and we have yellow, I think I'm just going to paint the black cat that's been making noise all day. Got a photo on my phone and we'll just do like a quick little painting of that. That's really all I got today. Let's get started! I'm also going to be pulling in a mechanical pencil from a previous Artsnacks box. It's an Alvin Draftmatic 0.9mm number DM09. I'm also going to be pulling in a white gel pen from a previous Artsnacks box as well. It is the Pentel Signo in white. Yep. So, for real, let's get started now. Like I do with any drawing, I'm just starting out with a rough sketch. I made the cat really, really round here, but we take away some of that. I do really like this pencil. It's heavy feeling, it's sturdy, and I like the thinness of the lead. And like I said, now we're just going over the main outline by doing the lead slightly darker, which means just pressing down a little bit more. I should have kept that little Cheshire cat grin it kind of had for a minute. That would have been super cute. But no, I tried to make it look slightly more realistic. I'm not saying it's realistic, but it's slightly more realistic than that. The eraser on this pencil also works fairly well, as you can see. Zoomed in there a little bit so you can get a better idea of what I'm doing. I'm starting with the yellow in the background because once again it is the lighter color, and I tried as much as humanly possible not to let the yellow and the Payne's gray mix. Once again it says it's Payne's gray, but I swear it just looks like navy blue. I left some of the lines in there from the pencil to see how well the acrylic paint will cover that pencil, especially with the yellow, because a lot of yellows can be a little bit more translucent and a little light. And I'd say, considering that this is yellow, it covered that pretty well. I did have to adjust how I use the acrylic paint slightly compared to other paint that I normally use. I tend to use Liquitex Heavy Body, which is a much thicker paint. This paint is a lot thinner than what I'm used to using, but it still works really well. I'm definitely going to have to use this with other projects in the future. For the body, I am using that Payne's gray. I'm mixing a lot more water with it because I wanted to see what kind of effect I would get with more water. Also, just to help add a little bit more shading into this painting. It looks a lot like a watercolor application, and it acts a lot like watercolor this way. This is also a great way to test out how much water that paper can actually handle. I am very, very impressed with this paper. I need to buy some full-size sheets of this stuff. Screw trying the watercolor board that I attempted. I want this stuff. It's amazing. No lifting, no crinkly, no bullshit. I like the brush as well for application. Depending on pressure and how I hold it, I can get some really thin lines and I can get some nice thick ones. And that brush is also not fraying yet, which is also another good sign. Occasionally you will get a brand new brush that will start to fray, like literally as soon as you apply any paint to paper. This one is not doing that. I am still confused about how blue that Payne's gray looks, though. By treating the golden acrylic paint like watercolor, I was able to get a nice little bit of variation and shading going on just by changing the amount of water that I had mixed in with it. Worked really well in that way. I do not know how well it mixes with other acrylic paint. I don't know how well they mix together because I didn't really test that. I thought because of how blue the Payne's gray looks and how the Naples yellow is, yellow, that it would create a green, and I didn't really want a green in this painting. I wanted the contrast between that blue color and that yellow. I will have to see how they play with other acrylics later in a different project. Now I'm finally adding in the Stabilo black marker that came in this month's box. It works like a black marker, a really thin one. I was able to later use some water with some of the paint to kind of see how well it mixed together and played, and I was able to get some darker shades and some better blending that way. By the way, if you don't want to have to keep holding on to this with your fingers, or don't want it to keep moving around, use painter's tape or artist tape. Don't do this the way I did. I did this like a moron. I made the poor cat look super evil. I promise he's a little sweetie when he's not ripping everything apart. And now that we are getting towards the end of the video, I'm going to give kind of a final review of all the objects inside. I've been kind of saying my opinions as we've gone about, but this is going to be kind of my summary of what's going on. The Stabilo Sensor Black Fine Liner, which I'm using right now in this video, it works okay. It's just like any other small black marker of that kind of tip I've ever used. Can't get a lot of variation with it. I have plenty of them, can always use more. Nothing that special about it. The Golden Fluid Acrylics, they're good, they're fine. A little thinner than I normally like to use, but they work really well, and I am looking forward to using them in future projects to see how they work out. The King Art Original Gold 9000, it's over 9,000! Golden Taklon brush, round series size 2. It works really well, it's a nice brush. I might buy another one later, and I might check out the other ones they have on their website with that sale, because it works really well for me. The Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press Heavy Mini Paper Pad. I'm definitely going to be buying some more of the Cold Press Heavy. I love it. I want more. I need it in my life for any future projects like this. I also want to try this paper for colored pencil drawings, especially with a paint thinner, to see how well it works and how much of that it can take. Looking forward to doing that. And this is off topic from what we were just talking about, but oh, look how wonderful that white gel pen works. Look how much it has made that pop out even more. He looks so cute and evil. For the box as a whole, I do wish there were more items in there still. The stuff that came in it's pretty good, but I just wanted one or two more things, because it just feels like such a lightweight box compared to previous ones. And those are my opinions. They're not yours. Don't take them. They're mine. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like it, please hit that like button. If you hated it, hit that dislike button. I don't really care. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to this channel. If you have any questions, comments, feelings, concerns, please leave that in the comment section below. Hopefully I will be talking to you guys soon, and have a great day and have some fun making some art.